Alright, hey guys, Pax here, welcome back to another Pokemon Pocket video. As the title states, we're going to be going over Whimsicott EX. This Pokemon came out in Mega Rising, and a lot of people, including me, thought this card was dead on arrival. However, in this current meta Crimson Blaze, this card got a couple buffs. So this is Whimsicott EX right here, HP 140, stage 1, has 1 attack, Grass Knot, does 40 base damage, requires 2 energy, 1 grass, 1 colorless. This attack does 30 more damage for each energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So to equate that into damage, Pokemon that have a retreat cost of 2, this Pokemon is doing 100 damage. Retreat cost of 3, 130. Retreat cost of 4, 160. And looking at Crimson Blaze, there's a lot of Pokemon with rather high retreat costs. And to buff that even further, we have Ariados. I hate this Pokemon with a passion primarily because I got, as you can see, 5 copies out of 100 packs open, and I was kind of, I'm still kind of salty about it. I got more Ariodai than EXs. But yeah, this is Ariados. The main draw for this card is the ability Trap Territory. Your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost is 1 more, further buffing Whimsicott's damage. And yeah, this is a deck right here. I feel like the most ideal scenario is to kind of leave with Pheromosa, have 2 Ariodai in the bench, as well as Whimsicott, and then eventually sub into Whimsicott and just sweep your opponent. If you're new to my channel, really do consider, if you like and subscribe, really does help me out tremendously. And without further ado, let's get right in to the deck showcase. Alright, here we are in our first battle. We are going second. We are also going up against the Mega Venusaur Ex Solo deck. And again, if you guys are in my deck showcases, the first battle for my deck showcases isn't really supposed to be hard, more so just to get kind of the feel for our deck. And the next 2 will be in PvP. So yeah, going second. This is another way to lead. You can either lead with Pheromosa or just be super aggressive with Cottony. So yeah, looking at our hand, this is the goated hand. All we need now is a copycat and we're basically set. Alright, opponent Leaf Capes Nihilego. CPU moment right here. But okay, this Pokeball is essentially useless, but we can definitely work with this. Either way, I mean, we're getting so much value this turn, so yeah, getting Spinarak, perfect. Getting all our basic Pokemon that we need. There's still Pheromosa, sure. Keep in mind, Lucia only works against Pokemon that have 50 HP or less, and Pheromosa is, I believe, does have 70 HP. But look at this, man. Next turn, we can just get Whimsicott out because of Quick Grow Extract. If you guys don't know this card, treat this as an evolution card. So yeah, in this case, I mean, for Cottony, treat this as like a Whimsicott. It essentially is kind of if Whimsicott is in your deck. Same thing with Spinarak, treat this as Ariados. And this is an item card, so you can use this 2 times in a row in 1 turn. An insane buff for grass type overall. But I feel like this is going to be kind of a card that's kind of essential for grass type going in the future because you get so much value using this. So opponent still leading with Nihilego, feeding Bulbasaur. That's what I was talking about, man. Look at this hand. Copycat, Quick Grow Extract, Ariados. So first of all, Quick Grow Extract, doing it onto Cottony, and just like this, Whimsicott is out. Fully fed, doing, let's see, doing 70 damage, Ariados is out, 100 damage, Copycat, and we got another Quick Grow. Like, yeah. Okay, so we can just do this, as I stated, the Spinarak, and yeah, Whimsicott was doing 100, now 130, my second turn. So I feel like this card is very similar to Mega Altaria Ex, essentially doing the same damage as well. So that's insane. And looking at Nihilego only has a retreat cost of 1. In other words, if you don't count baby Pokemon, this is the minimal damage Whimsicott will be doing with maximum Ariados buffs. So yeah, just one-shotting. And at this point, my opponent really can't do anything. Continues to feed Bulbasaur, but at this point, this guy lost. That was a kind of essential turn to win. Crucial turn he had to evolve. Unless my opponent does have Rare Candy, Mega Venusaur won't be built, but yeah, we got Pheromosa, Cyrus. Cyrus is an amazing support, especially after attacking with Pheromosa, so just keep that in mind. But for now, yeah, dude, this deck feels so satisfying to use. Again, it feels very much similar to Mega Altaria, a little bit like Pikachu EX as well, Genetic Apex. Opponent Quick Grow Extracts, so Ivysaur is out, but look at this, man. Whimsicott does 190. Is doing 190 to an Ivysaur. Yeah, Whimsicott is essentially a Mega Venusaur EX counter. Like, that's actually insane. So, and to further add on to kind of tanky Megas, I think Mega Gyarados EX has a pretty insane retreat cost. I just wanted to mention that because Mega Gyarados EX just keeps on getting worse and worse, and it's kind of sad. Anyways, Whimsicott EX does take the dub, doing 190 to this innocent Ivysaur, not even able to get out. And yeah, just a ton of fun. I feel like this deck has a ton of consistency. And with that being said, we shall see how this deck performs in PvP. Alright, here we are in PvP battle. We are going first. Not ideal. I feel like, again, going second is the best. But we can definitely cook with this. I mean, we do have Lucia, so if anything, we can get Whimsicott EX out next turn. Perfect. Look at this hand. And we're going against a Bulbasaur, a Venusaur Mega Venusaur EX. So, okay, against a real player this time. So, damn. All opponent does is Leaf Cape and attack Pheromosa. Alright. And we got Leaf Cape, nice, perfect. So, yeah, might as well just get Whimsicott out. And again, Quick Extract. It just feels so satisfying to use. Just doing this and just seeing this spider just come out of your deck. Just like that. Scares your opponents to death. Feed Pheromosa, Leaf Cape, Whimsicott. Attack not getting the most value with Jump Lose. But if my opponent did have a bench Pokemon, then next turn we could just Cyrus. But even then, I mean, yeah, we primarily just have to play with Whimsicott. Not being able to one-shot Mega Venusaur, but still able to 2-hit KO. Alright, Rather Scary Ivysaur is out, getting slowly built. Pretty slow, but we can definitely work with this. So just feed Whimsicott. Once again, Jump Lose, just slowly chipping this Ivysaur. Mega Venusaur is out, opponent does Lily just to heal up a bit. But regardless, I mean, this guy's already doing 190 for the Ivysaur, so still 2-hit KO nevertheless. Pheromosa is knocked out, and this is where RNG comes in, because Mega Venusaur, again, I'll definitely make a deck showcase. I swear it's gonna be the next one after this. I did promise it in my previous video, but I mean, I looked at this deck and I was like, I gotta make a deck showcase for this. But looking at this guy after attacking, my active Pokemon gets poisoned as well as a sleep. So if I fail that sleep checkup, then I will essentially lose. So this battle will ultimately come down to a coin flip. That's the determining factor, which I mean, if you like RNG, that's cool, but yeah, Grass Knot doing 190. Alright, here we go. Coin flip. If I get heads, it's GG. If I get tails, I lose. Come on, please, I believe. Super Toss! Perfect. Okay, GG. Yeah. Yeah, doing 190. That's insane, dude. And at this point, Copycat, I think my opponent surrendered. Yep. Yeah. Oh man, this deck is a lot of fun. It really is. Rather scary, a bit of RNG against Mega Venusaur, but let's say if I did go second and live with Whimsicott, like most Venusaur decks have to have Ivysaur into active to set up for next turn once Mega Venusaur EX does get out. And yeah, Whimsicott can just one-shot that innocent middle evolution Pokemon. Alright, next battle we are going first against a Darkness deck with Magnezone. Interesting. So, okay, we got Whimsicott, perfect. We can get hopefully Whimsicott out next turn. Or honestly, I'm going to play it a bit risky. So I'm going to Leaf Cape Pheromosa and Copycat just to maximize Copycat overall. We do have Whimsicott and Ariados in our hand, but we got Lucia, Sabrina, debatably worse, but we got more cards overall, so this is pretty good. Also, we could use Sabrina just to mess up my opponent early game. Never mind, opponent, red cards. Alright, not that bad. So we can get Ariados out next turn. Also, okay, I have Sabrina's as well. Okay, I'm kind of scared, man. I have no idea what my opponent is cooking. Fed Magnemite, kind of forced to, but can't attack, of course. For now, just leading with Ariados. Again, Ariados and Pheromosa are pretty good in this deck, especially to deal with Oricorio, because, yeah, Cottonee won't be doing any damage, of course. So, and also, this is pretty cool too. Doing 30 damage only requires 1 energy. And looking at this, my opponent has to feed Magnemite in order to retreat. I could place a second copy of Cottonee down, but I do want to get another Ariados out. I feel like you kind of want to do that every game, just get as many Ariados out as possible. Because even without Whimsicott, the ability is pretty good disruption. Interesting. Okay, so might as well just Professor's Research. Opponent Lucia? This guy is scared. My opponent is actually so scared. We could have got... Damn, we got Whimsicott. Rather unfortunate. We got Quick Extract as well. My opponent could have placed down more Pokemon, but they're scared of Pheromosa. So for now, I might as well just kind of lead with Ariados. I'm gonna play like this. Yeah, just keep on chipping. Feeding Whimsicott. Instead of using Whimsicott EX in my hand to evolve, I'm gonna use Quick Extract. Because this does thin out my deck. So yeah, giving me a higher chance to get the cards that I need. So just attack. Doing a bit of chip damage. Next turn, my opponent can get Magnezone out. But Whimsicott can just one-shot. Alright, opponent's using the new Magnezone. Interesting. Rather scary because... Okay, so when I attack next turn, I have to flip a coin. If I get tails, the attack doesn't go through. If I get heads, then it does. So, once again, a coin flip. Again, if you like coin flips in this game, they're adding more coin flip mechanics. Yeah. Lucia, okay. We might as well Lucia to get our last copy of Spinarak. And play it like this. Might as well put the whole team down at this point. Beat Whimsicott. And doing 100 damage. Even without Ariados, this guy is doing 100 damage. So yeah, something to note, especially against Magnezone, but it does vary depending on the Pokemon. If it's a Pokemon that has a retrieve value of 1, doing 30 less. So yeah, here we go. Grass Knot. Actually, never mind. Wait, hold up. Okay, yeah, knocked out Magnezone. I'm actually so confused. I don't know how Magnezone's attack ability didn't go through, but we got the point. Great. And we got Quick Extract. So, rest in peace, Tyrogue. Right, very straightforward. We essentially won at this point, doing 70 damage to this instant Tyrogue. Next turn, we are just one-shotting this Darkrai. How much damage are we doing? Next turn, we are doing 130 damage to this innocent Darkrai. And we could lose. Granted, we could lose since we are now one-shotting. Yeah, in this certain scenario. If we had another Ariados out, we can. But we have one more card left. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Sabrina. So, yeah. My opponent just gave up. Just like, screw it. I mean, they could have still won, but I mean, it is casual battle. Currently, rank is not available. All right, next battle. Amazing starting hand. Going against a water deck. This could be Suicune Greninja. Okay, never mind. We're going up against Mega Blastoise. Okay, so you love to see this, man. Look at this hand. Placing down the whole team. Next turn, I can get Cottonee out. So, amazing. And yeah, might as well just leave it for Fermosa. Every time Fermosa is out, people are just so scared to place bench Pokemon. It's kind of crazy. It kind of shows how good Fermosa really is, just with her just aura. Yeah, Leaf Caping Cottonee and attacking, doing jump blues onto this innocent Frillish. Okay. And just like that, my opponent surrendered. Yeah, just gave up. As soon as you see Cottonee out, like, yeah, this deck is very toxic. Once rank does come back, I can very much see people just like, once they see Cottonee out, they're like, oh gosh, like, I have to deal with this. But yeah, next battle. Next battle going first. Oh boy. Look at this hand. This is going to be so fun. Oh, we are going up against a Mega Altaria Ex deck. Okay. So anything can happen. And this is not good too, because we don't have a Cottonee out. So at this point, might as well just do this. And my turn, opponent sings. Very annoying. Super Toss. Look at that. Bending the laws of physics. Perfect. We got Cottonee. So next turn, we can't get that evolved. However, this is rather scary, because my opponent next turn can just get Mega Altaria out. So since my opponent did go second, they have the energy advantage. So right now, it really is up to RNG. If my opponent doesn't get out Mega Altaria Ex next turn, I have a chance. If they do, then I'll have a harder chance to win. But for now, this jump lose, targeting Indeedee. Opponent Copycats evolves into Magnezone, not getting Mega Altaria out, getting rather unlucky. And we shall see how my luck turns out right here. Super Toss! Yet again! Yeah! Okay, I fucked it up. It doesn't work twice. Alright, pretty scary. At this point, it really is up to RNG. So feeding Whimsicott, ending my turn. Failing to sleep. Okay, that's not good. Opponent has 11 cards, I have 6. Okay, yeah, getting very unlucky. Professor Research got nothing. Okay. Yeah, you gotta love RNG. You got Copycat. All my cards right here really don't serve much of a purpose, so Copycat. Alright, hand is literally the same with Leaf Cape. At this point, I might as well Leaf Cape this Ariados, just in case later on if my opponent does try to Sabrina to counteract that. But yeah, I feel like we're both getting kind of unlucky. Just might as well just feed Whimsicott and my turn. Opponent evolves into Magnezone. Please. Okay, finally. Okay, we passed it. Perfect. So we can start leading with Whimsicott. But this is rather scary because my opponent has 5 cards. There's a very high chance that they'll get Mega Altaria out next turn. But right now we can just lead with Whimsicott, doing how much damage? I think 130, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 130. One-shotting the Swablu. And right now, our win condition card is a Cyrus. We have 33% chance to pull Cyrus and just win. Oh, I see why Magnezone didn't work. So I think it only applies. I feel like they could reword this better, but it only applies to the Pokemon this card attacks. So previous battle, I'm pretty sure it did one-shot, I believe, Ariados. So it doesn't apply to Whimsicott. We got Cyrus. So we Cyrus into Indeedee. We are doing how much damage? 130 yet again. So Grass Knot. I have to flip a coin. Yeah. So it only applies to the Pokemon Magnezone does attack. And once again, relying on a coin flip. I can either lose or win in this turn because of the coin flips. Okay. There we go. GG. Just like that. Crap. I disappeared for a second. Yeah. That's... Man, you gotta love coin flips. This is gonna be so fun in rank. I can already see how many people are just gonna pull their hairs out, just throw their phones because they lose, simply because they got tails. Alright, next battle going second, going against Steel. Interesting. Mega Steelix Ex. Alright, a bit cocky, but I'm just gonna say, GG. Yeah, looking at this, I mean, hand could definitely be a lot better. We could have more in our bench, but regardless, looking at this, Whimsicott will get out next turn and just do a ton of damage onto Onix. And Onix has a retreat cost of 3. Yeah, on top with being type advantage. Rest in peace, Onix. that's all I could say. Our opponent does evolve into Mega Steelix, feeds Nose Pass. So at this point, do this, And we might as well copycat afterwards. Evolving into Whimsicott EX, and at this point we might as well copycat. Perfect. You love to see this. So we are one-shotting this Onix, doing 150 damage, and yeah, I feel like against Metal type, this deck pops off because a lot of Metal type cards have an insane retreat value. Let's see. Whimsicott does 160 to PROBOPASS, and at this point we might as well start building our second copy of Whimsicott. Lucia. Spinarak is out. Man, we are just... This deck is so much fun. I'm just gonna just say it. Like, yeah, I mean, the potential for this deck is really insane. My opponent does have a heavy helmet, but it doesn't matter because I mean, I'm just one-shotting it because the Whimsicott's just so good. Doing 190. It's really a ton of fun. And again, start feeding this guy. Grass now doing 190. And then, yeah, looking at the bench, opponent's Mega Steelix isn't built. And even then, Mega Steelix is 2-hit KOing this Cottonweed Pokemon. Just, yeah. This is probably like one of the biggest, like one of the greatest comebacks in this game. Because again, Whimsicott, a lot of people slept on it, including me. Like when I first saw it, I was like, it might have potential, but I mean, it's really hard to tell. And just like that, taking the dub. I'm gonna do one more battle to finish the video off, but overall, this deck is just amazing. All right, last battle going second. It seems like we're going up against, yeah, Mega Charizard Y. So we're gonna get insane value. But again, keep in mind, we are at a type disadvantage, so taking extra damage. Right, perfect. So we got all the basic Pokemon that we need out. Attacking with Cottony. Hopefully next turn we can get an Ariados or a Quick Grow Extract. But regardless, we can get Whimsicott out unless my opponent just looks into my hand and decides to red card or Mars me. Whimsicott is doing 100 damage, 90 HP. With Ariados, of course, plus 30 more. So, yeah, just like that. Yeah, this deck is a ton of fun. I mean, the build-up is so easy, and from what I've seen so far, I mean, it's very consistent. So if you hate decks that are just very inconsistent, then this is the deck for you. Because, yeah, it's just... Whimsicott is rather frail, but this hits like a truck. Opponent rare candies into Incineroar. We are still, regardless, doing 130. Damn, we are burned, which is rather scary because Whimsicott will get taken out next turn. But we have a Cottony in our bench, and given my RNG, damn, this is pretty rough. So next turn, we need a Quick Grow or a Whimsicott. Right now, I'm just going to Leaf Cape. I should survive next turn unless my opponent does Flame Patch and just get Incineroar fully built, doing 140 damage. But for now, doing 130. So yeah, essentially heart to cards. Please, I have 7 cards. I just need a card so that I can evolve into Whimsicott. Okay, never mind. Surviving. My opponent just, yeah, doesn't get a Flame Patch, unfortunately. Perfect. GG. What a way to finish the video. Opponent DCs just, yeah, just like doesn't want to see this because this is going to be a massacre. Gonna massacre this guy. And we got Whimsicott. Perfect. Just like that. So even then, would have still won. But yeah, that's the deck showcase. Overall, very fun. Like, yeah, man. I'm still kind of like grasping with the fact that Whimsicott is actually that good. Because we've always wanted like a very good grass type card to bring grass type back into the meta. And sure, Mega Venusaur does exist. I'll definitely make a deck showcase later on, most likely my next video. But yeah, Whimsicott just gets so much value using this Cottonweed Pokemon. And yeah, that's the Whimsicott EX / Ariados deck. Very consistent, very fun, and very disruptive against your opponents. Again, Ariados' abilities is utterly insane, making so that your opponent does have to feed baby Pokemon in order to retreat. So yeah, it's something to note. And just overall amazing synergy with all the cards. Formosa, amazing just shipping. As you can see from in some battles, my opponents were just too scared to place down cards in the bench. Because I mean, if they did, then I could just very much Cyrus and just keep on bullying them. Applying a bit of pressure. And of course, Whimsicott, just an amazing... I don't even know if we want to call it a Glass Cannon because we do have Leaf Cape to support in. And of course, we have the heart of this deck. And it's grass type overall from the foreseeable future. Sure, we got Erica helping with HP sustainability. But Quick Grow Extract, you get so much value getting stage 1s out. Because given that this item card is in the deck, you can kind of treat this as, again, as I stated earlier, a copy of Ariados and Whimsicott. So in other words, this deck has 4 copies of Whimsicott as well as 4 copies of Ariados. So adding more to consistency. And overall, I'd rate this deck S tier. Hands down S tier, one of the best decks from this meta in my opinion. Again, very much see this being super meta relevant for the foreseeable future. And yeah, just looking at all the investments, I mean, Formosa, again, is a very old card, but with that being said, I mean, could still see some usage in future metas. Cottony, Whimsicott might get phased out eventually, but still overall pretty good. Ariados as well has a little niche, just kind of disrupting your opponent. And Quick Grow Extract, definitely at this point, for most grass decks, a must run. And yeah, it's a video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. Really does help me out tremendously. And yeah, next video, I don't want to promise, but most likely a Mega Venusaur EX deck showcase. I've been kind of slacking with the starters. I've done Blastoise and Charizard EX, and then now I just have to get the last Gen 1 Mega starter out. But yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.